G'day, people. Okay, I want to put to rest a bit of a fallacy that's been getting around on YouTube, and this is by Christian researchers who seem to think that there was life on Earth before man, before Adam. So they're obviously not taking Genesis for what it says. So let's just read what Genesis said. Okay, it says God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And keep that in mind, deep. That's all there was the deep. Right? And the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters. Once again, waters. And yeah, like waters in the Bible, this also means people, but it can't mean people here because there wasn't any people yet. Okay? He hadn't created man yet. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Now, obviously the sun wasn't created yet, so the light was from God himself. It was quite possibly, and this is a theory, the light of his voice. Frequency creates light. So that's my theory on it, is it was a frequency, but either way it was God's light. And God saw that light was good, and God separated the night from the darkness. And God called the night day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, one day. That's the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. Once again, all we have is water, but now we have a firmament in the water. And God made a firmament and separated the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And there was evening and there was morning, a second day. So here we are, we have the second day, and we still don't have an earth. And God said, let the waters under the heavens, which is called the firmament heavens. So let the waters under the firmament be gathered together into one place. See, there's still only water. And let the dry land appear. Now we have the earth. On the third day, we have the earth appearing out of the water, or within the water. And it was so. God called the dry land earth. And the waters were gathered together, he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth put forth vegetation, and so on and so on. Now, unless, the only way there could be life on earth before this time would have been underwater and in total darkness. So what sort of life would that have been? So, it sort of dispels that theory completely. And, if you're still believing the Freemason created lie of evolution and planets, it doesn't fit, because there was no earth before the third day, and the earth was in the water, and it's still in the water. It's just a separation of the water from the land. So, I just want to put that out there. It's something to think about if you think you know what the earth is, from what we've been told, what we've been taught in schools. And, there's a lot of factual evidence that destroys the whole globe universe thing. In Revelation itself, it tells you that the stars are angels. It also mentions it in other places. It also says that the earth is fixed and doesn't move. In Job, it says that the firmament was beaten out and stretched over the earth like a tent. Hundreds of people have filmed ships going over the so-called horizon and then zoom back in them, and where you can see the waves breaking over the bow and the horizon is still behind it and higher than it. We have things like Navy railguns that can fire, I don't know, something like 50 miles or something. I'm not sure on that distance. It's something like that. Now, they fire in a straight line. If the Earth was a globe with curvature, there is no way in the world they'd hit their target. If you've ever seen a sunburst, look at the rays of the light. It tells you where the sun is. It is not millions of miles away. The same with the moon. When you get hot spots and you get, a glow from the moon. Go down to a lake with a torch. See how close you have to get before you get a definition between light and dark in the light that you're shining on the water. You basically have to be on the water before you'll get that. From any sort of distance, you won't get it. And the glow you see from the moon on the water tells you that it's close. I'm not going to go into that too much. If you want to research it, there's a lot of factual evidence that destroys the whole globe universe thing. And when you go looking for factual evidence of the globe universe, all you find is theories and a whole lot of jargon, and it's assumptions, and you can't find anything that actually outright proves it. So if you're a Christian, you come back to the Bible and you see what God says about it. And this is the main thing that God says about it. It says the earth is in water. Anyway, I wasn't actually going to go into the Earth cosmology. This was basically to just dispel this theory that there was life on Earth before man. The Earth was created for man. And that's it. Anyway, thanks for listening.